Time for a look at your West Tennessee forecast with meteorologist Brian Davis.
And good evening, everyone. On this Friday night, we have had some major rain continuing across the area. We're going to get into that here in just a moment, but be careful tonight if you're out and about. There is still a lot of lightning going on. We've got numerous amounts of lightning going on along parts of the I-40 corridor, as well as some flooding. Here's a live look in Savannah where you can see the overpass, 75 degrees. Not raining much here at all, but there are some areas that it has been raining for several hours now, and we're at 75 right now in downtown Parsons. We've got 73 in Memphis, and we've got 75 right now in downtown Humboldt, and you can see that lightning really lighting up the sky there in the background. That's been an ongoing thing through the last several hours. Temperatures now range from the low 70s to the mid 70s across the board, and we've got those winds coming predominantly out of the east-southeast at about 7 to 10 miles per hour. All right, let's take a look at radar. Some very active situations going on here, especially in Madison County, where we've had lots of rainfall. Let's take a look at that storm top, though. Close to 47,000-foot top going on in that thunderstorm. Now, this is not a severe storm, but it is causing quite a problem over parts of Madison County. You can see right there, 46 and a half, about 47,000 foot tall. That storm has grown that high into the atmosphere, and it's hardly moving at all. And look at some of these rainfall totals. You've got close to 3 inches there near Friendship, and then you got 1.5 inches there at Alamo. 3.3 inches have fallen so far just in the last few hours, with a lot of that rain coming in the last couple of hours at over 3 inches through the Jackson areas, parts of South Humboldt, and we've got around 2 inches of rain that has fallen so far in and around parts of North Medina, and right there at Halls, around a little over 2 inches showing up there. Again, Alamo, close to 1.5 inches there in Crockett County, just west of Brownsville, a couple of inches that have fallen, and these little pockets that you'll see just south of Memphis where we had some 3-inch totals. Here's the flood warning for Madison County, and you can see that flood report. We're going to take another look at that here too, and you can see it's still raining hard there now too. But let's take a look at this. First of all, the flood warning, flash flood warning, which is going to be in effect until 10:45 tonight. Use caution with this one, folks. We've already had some rescue operations going on as a result. And here's a look at that storm report. Let's see, we've got federal agencies reporting water rescues in parts of North Jackson, including Roosevelt Parkway at Lincoln Street. The water is up to the windows of a sedan in a low-lying spot right there in that area. Many other locations in this area have also experienced stalled-out vehicles. So it goes on to say, you know, some major flooding, and we'll get in here and take a closer look at exactly where that report is coming in. I'm going to go ahead and put the streets and roads on here as well. This area right here in northeast Jackson, right here's where the report has come in, that little green square, and this is right along near the Phone Street, Roosevelt Street, Berry Street areas, low-lying area through there where they've already had to do some rescue operations. Again, water being reported all the way up to the windows of a sedan. So that's pretty tall. You're talking at least a couple of 2 or 3 feet of water that's settled in there. Here's Lincoln Street, just to give you an idea. River Street, which I imagine parts of this area looks kind of like a small river, but in reference, there's downtown Jackson, North Royal Street, and then right over here is US 45. And again, it's right in here near the Roosevelt Berry Street area where we're getting that flood report. So some serious flooding going on as we were looking out there on the radar. Again, we'll go back to the radar here, get another view of this, and you can see right there in the Jackson area, that has been some of the worst rain. We've already picked up over 3 inches of rain, and a lot of that rain has come in just a couple of hours. So well over 1 inch per hour in this storm, which again has close to a 47,000 foot tall top on it. So thankfully we don't have the severe conditions to have, like, you know, severe high winds, but again, this storm continues to be a problem and dangerous in the fact that it has caused some major flooding over parts of Jackson. And there's likely going to be some other areas because look at these totals all throughout. They're just north of Friendship. Again, right, a little over 3 inches of rain that's fallen. There's probably some other areas out towards Milan. You can see around 2 inches has fallen here. So about 1 inch per hour here in the last couple of hours. You can see some 2.5 inch totals. Those deep blue and purple areas are showing where the rain by far has been the worst in some of these storms. So just use caution. Some of you may be out and about, maybe traveling. You're out on the town, so to speak. Just know that the rain increases drastically in some very localized areas. But so far, the worst that we've had reported here tonight is in Madison County there near Roosevelt and Lincoln Street. All right, let's move forward here. We'll take a look at the surface map, the stalled out frontal boundaries, and that is one of the most common things to cause a flood situation. And we're not done with the rain. We've still got, as you'll see in Futurecast, we've still got a ways to go tonight. Thankfully, we're not dealing with the severe weather. It's going to be out to the west both today, tomorrow. You can see staying out west of St. Louis and well off to the west of us, but then gets a little bit closer as we go into Sunday. And so we'll be watching just to make sure that doesn't get a little further to the east. Either way, we'll still have some storms scattered about. Here's Futurecast times at the top right. We're just going to kind of roll on in. This is done very well. HRRR 48. And you can see all those storms that develop as expected, and it's expected to continue right on through even into the early morning hours of Saturday. You can see very, very concentrated areas of thunderstorms. Not everybody getting the rain, but where it is raining, it is hard, and it is unfortunate that we've already had some flooding, major flooding in Jackson, and yet we are seeing a couple of more rounds that could be at around that same level. So we're not done with the flooding yet. And again, that lightning, which has been very active going into this evening, you can see showing up there in our lightning detection system, kind of pushing through into the future. And again, that time showing some lightning in here through about midnight. Again, a quick replay. Let's go back through this. Here's the storms that did very well on the model there through Jackson, but notice 10:30, 11. Look, we got more popping up along the I-40 corridor. More rounds of heavy storms right on into the early morning hours in and around Jackson. So everybody use extreme caution. Floods kill more than any other weather event. So very serious situation again going on here in Jackson. Here's your evening and overnight planner. We'll be dropping into the upper 60s tonight. Still some on and off showers and thunderstorms. However, as we go into the early morning hours, we'll see less and less of the storms. But again, where they are, which is mainly going to be in and around Jackson going through into the 1, 2 a.m. time in the morning, there will still be some heavy rain in those areas. So don't let that percent fool you. That's talking about the entire West Tennessee area. But again, there's still going to be some localized areas of some very heavy rain. So this will go on through the early morning hours. Saturday looks more dry. I don't think we're going to see near as much storm and rain activity as we saw today. But then Sunday, it looks like we are going to see another little batch, another little round in the late morning and afternoon where we could see additional flooding. And that's the grand finale before we start to head into a drier weather pattern. Waking up in the morning, another foggy start to the day. Again, a few showers around. Here's your weekend forecast. Chances will be on the order of about 40% for your Saturday, but then we're going up to around the 70% odds or higher there for Sunday for your weekend forecast. Here's your 7-day forecast. Again, looking at showers and scattered storms for tomorrow. Again, isolated storms, but could become more numerous there late morning and afternoon. Sunday, mid-80s. And then the upper 80s on Monday. Still some scattered storms, especially the first half of the day. And then we're going to take on off the rain towards Tuesday afternoon, partly sunny skies. And although we'll still have a few isolated storms in the heat of the day there Thursday and Friday, a lot more drier weather coming in as we head into next week. All right, guys, this has been Chief Meteorologist Brian Davis with a look at your weather. Use extreme caution out there as the flood reports continue to come in this evening. Take care. When severe weather strikes, we are West Tennessee Weather Channel. No matter how large the city or how small the community or town, West Tennessee Weather Channel is there in severe weather.
We are West Tennessee Weather Channel.